The way to make tomato sauce makes everyone who tries it ask for the recipe. Hello, friends. I'm Tracy. When we get older and become extremely mindful of what we're eating every day, today, let me show you how to make homemade tomato sauce using fresh ingredients, with no preservatives, safe and full of flavor, even better than the kind you buy at the store, and it can last for many months. Stay with me to learn how to make it. First, you need to prepare a proper amount of tomatoes. Here, I'm using about 10 tomatoes and 1 bell pepper. Remember to choose ones that are firm, fresh, and not soft or bruised to avoid affecting the flavor of the sauce. Next, wash them by preparing a bowl of water and adding about 1/4 cup of white vinegar. Stir well until fully combined. This mixture is gentle enough for food, but strong enough to break down residue on the skin. After that, place the tomatoes and bell pepper into the mixture and soak for about 10 minutes. This gives the vinegar time to soften impurities. Don't skip this step. It decides whether your sauce stays fresh for months or spoils quickly. Did you know that tomatoes and bell pepper skins often carry dust, pesticide residue, natural wax, and even bacteria? Washing them thoroughly not only makes the sauce safer, but also helps the final sauce taste fresher and smoother. After soaking, rinse the tomatoes and bell pepper under running water to remove any remaining vinegar and dirt. Then use paper towels to dry them so the tomatoes and bell pepper won't spoil too quickly when you start cooking. Once the tomatoes and bell pepper are dry, you can begin preparing them. First, with the tomatoes, simply cut each one in half and remove the entire stem area on top, as it is firm and where most pesticides and dirt accumulate. Then cut them into small, even pieces not too thick and not too thin, so they cook more easily. Tomatoes are naturally rich in vitamin C, potassium, folate, and fiber, all of which support heart health and help strengthen the immune system. They're also one of the best sources of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant known for reducing inflammation and supporting healthy aging. That's why I like to prepare a bit extra to use over time. Once the tomatoes are cut, set them aside and begin preparing the bell pepper. For the bell pepper, cut off the top and gently remove the stem and seeds. Make sure no seeds remain, as they can make your mixture bitter and less enjoyable. Then slice it in half and remove all the white membrane inside before cutting it into medium-sized cubes. Red bell peppers also bring wonderful nutritional benefits to this recipe. They naturally contain high levels of vitamin A and vitamin C, which support eye health, boost immunity, and keep the skin bright and healthy. They are rich in antioxidants, and their natural sweetness adds depth to the sauce without needing extra sugar, while their fiber supports good digestion. So by adding just 1 red bell pepper, your sauce becomes more flavorful and beautifully colored. Next, prepare a clean pot and place it on the stove. Add the chopped tomatoes and bell pepper, give everything a gentle stir, then cover the pot and let it cook over medium heat for about 10 minutes. During this time, the tomatoes and bell pepper will begin to soften and release their natural juices, allowing their flavors and nutrients to blend together into a warm, harmonious base for the sauce. The next step is what makes the sauce smooth like store-bought, but healthier. After 10 minutes, you'll notice that the mixture has softened significantly and the vegetables are starting to break down. This is exactly what we want. Turn off the heat and carefully transfer the entire mixture into a blender, making sure to scoop out every bit left in the pot, so nothing goes to waste. Now blend the mixture until it becomes completely smooth. Take your time with this step, Allow the blender to break down the fibers and skin so the texture turns silky and consistent. This smooth puree will be the foundation of your homemade tomato sauce, full of color, flavor, and natural richness. Then pour the mixture through a fine mesh strainer to remove any remaining seeds or bits of skin. This step helps the sauce become smoother and gives it a cleaner, more velvety texture. After straining to get a smooth, silky tomato liquid, it's time to thicken it into tomato paste. Pour the filtered mixture back into a clean pot and place it on the stove over medium heat. Simmer for about 15 to 25 minutes, stirring occasionally to prevent the bottom from burning. As the mixture boils, the excess water will slowly evaporate, and the sauce will begin to develop a richer flavor. You will notice it becoming thicker and more concentrated. A simple way to check whether it has reached the desired consistency is to lift the spoon and observe how the sauce falls. If it drips down slowly, almost in soft ribbons instead of running straight off the spoon, then you've reached the perfect thickness. Continue stirring so the sauce thickens slowly, which will ensure you get the best texture and fullest flavor. Once it reaches the ideal thickness, check that the mixture falls slowly from the spoon instead of dripping quickly like before. Then turn off the heat and let it cool. And just like that, you have a beautifully red, smooth, and velvety tomato sauce. Now wait for the mixture to cool down a bit. Once the tomato sauce has cooled completely, it's ready to transfer the mixture into clean glass jars with tight-fitting lids. Making sure the jars are completely dry before filling them. Seal them well and place them in the refrigerator. When stored this way, your homemade tomato paste can last anywhere from 6 months to a full year while keeping its flavor and beautiful color. This sauce is incredibly versatile. You can use it as a base for pasta, spread it on pizza, mix it into soups and stews, or add a spoonful to meat dishes for extra richness. It also works wonderfully in casseroles, shakshuka, and homemade chili. Having a jar of this concentrated tomato goodness on hand makes everyday cooking easier, healthier, and so much more flavorful. And that's all it takes to create a rich, natural tomato sauce right in your own kitchen. With just a few fresh ingredients, you now have a healthier, cleaner alternative to store-bought sauces, one that lasts for months and brings deep, comforting flavor to so many dishes. I hope this simple method adds convenience and confidence to your everyday cooking. If you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with someone who loves homemade food, and don't forget to subscribe for more easy, practical kitchen tips.